wanted to find consciousness in the Amazon rainforest about the rain fires.
Are they still going?
Probably.
I haven't heard much about that lately.
Yeah, hurricane.
About the rain fires.
Are they still going?
Probably.
I don't know.
I haven't heard much about that lately.
I think because Hurricane Dorian took
About the rain fires.
Was that me? Are they still going?
Probably.
That's
Ian. That's Ian.
I think because Hurricane Dorian took 1 second. Oh my gosh.
All right, someone needs to turn off their YouTube.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
We got a full house here.
And we also have a request for Horus and Grindel.
And Elijah, they said. Who else? Anybody have requests?
Yeah. Admiral Byrd.
Admiral Byrd.
Or somebody connected to building the Sphinx.
Or someone connected to building the Sphinx.
Oh.
Anybody else?
No.
Yes.
Yes. There was someone who wrote to me, and they wanted to know about that face found on Antarctica.
The face.
Did you
I
see?
don't know about that. Is there a face?
Yeah, there's a face in the ice, but it's huge. It would be like the size of a football field, if not bigger.
Oh, but you can only see it from overhead.
But it's a typical like ET looking face.
Ah.
We also have a request for a dragon.
A dragon? Okay.
No.
Is that a doggy up there?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Cute. That's a little kid. I couldn't see it because
all you could see was the hair.
they were behind your name. All I could see was the top of the head. There he is.
Thanks, Steve.
Very cute. Thank you.
Okay.
Do we have any people who would like to do a blessing?
Thank you. Good.
Barbara does.
I'll do one.
All right.
Don, Barbara.
Angie?
No.
Hey, Dawn, where are the 𝗪𝗡𝗎ans from?
Well, they were. I met them actually. I don't know where they're from at this point in time.
Are they AI, or are they?
I don't know.
Right.
But this is their sign for respect.
Reinhardt.
And they respected me because I put markers up on I put pyramids up on the ring that was the asteroid belt. I renamed it Parky's Ring.
Well, this is a galactic sign language.
Yeah.
It's the same for you as for me.
Okay, well, this one, but they were going like this in respect, I thought.
Yeah, that's respect.
When
same
we were,
as for
yes,
me.
when they were because I put markers up on that ring.
Okay, good.
I have since modified it slightly, and I put literally an infinity loop of pyramids around the whole thing.
Good.
Okay, as a reflecting beacon.
Is it pronounced 𝗪𝗎𝗎ans?
𝗪𝗪𝗎𝗎ans, yes.
Oh, Jim, I'm going to share something with you so you can see this face. Everyone can see this face. It was Christopher Andrew that sent me the request about it. Let me see if I can share.
Where's Michelle?
It's coming up. 1 second.
We also have a request for the galactic race who is the golden with the triangle head.
Oh yes, they've been on our minds lately.
Can you guys hear me now?
Look at the screen.
Yes, here we can hear you.
And why does the screen became?
Because I'm sharing the screen to show Jim. Jim, can you see this? What I put up?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
That's very unusual. Yes.
That's the coordinates are on the left side, and I guess it's from really high up. It's like a Google Earth thing.
That's very unusual. Yeah, very cool. All right. That is definitely an alien face.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's either that or my Uncle Elmer.
I'll leave that to you to figure out. I'm not sure.
Okay. He's sort of green like that and scowls a lot. So.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
You're gonna have to behave.
All right.
All right. What time is it?
It's 5
It is
after.
11:05.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready?
I guess to do blessings, we have Dawn, Barbara, and Reinhardt.
Okay.
I'll do one too.
And Erica.
And Erica.
Okay. I'm muting, so I'll see you guys on the other side.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Just to let everybody know, my name is Ian, and I'll be your host this afternoon.
Yay.
All right.
And thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you, Ian, for hosting. And thank you, Dawn, for helping out, and Karen for helping out as well. I appreciate it.
Yes, greatly. Okay, Dawn, do you want to start with your blessing?
Okay.
Oh, don't forget to do who's in the room as well.
Do you want to do that first, Ian?
Yes, let's go ahead and announce who's in the room here. There's Dawn, myself, Jim, Charles, of course, Iwa, Steve, Cheese, Michelle, Reinhardt, Christine, Karen, Tarek, Alyssa, Stephanie, and Sheer. Jim, who do you have in the room with you?
Angela, Barbara, Erica,
Yes.
Ian, Jack, and Ray. Good crowd today. All
Okay.
right, let's start the blessings.
Okay. Samatashistete shaturi kashinatale keshituturba shakale. Taramarishututri chitaletu kushutu. Tararekishatatale kutu. Wamaneke shedere kutu. Wandale kara shatare kutu.
Let great love encompass you, and remember to be reaching out to help others always. Remember, too, not to be talking about yourself too much, but to be asking questions about those around you so that you may enlighten them with the knowledge that you have.
Okay, Barbara.
Sisata, hiasata, kukua, hiata, hiatotuku, hiatia, kukua, hiatoku, hiatatki, hiata, kukua, hiakukua, hiakukua.
Carry the light with you on your face so that people may know that you shine with love and understanding. These are the kinds of people that people will flock to for companionship and to find good feelings and comfort.
Okay, Reinhardt, you're up next.
Yamaya nakana la kino kanata, yarekio kamakati no kana la kamakatate konako, yalakata iokonoko, olakato, all the love we can give. Thank you.
We have our hands outstretched to you, and our prayers are being sent daily. We understand the difficult realm that you live in, but we know that you will overcome. Be of great peace and understanding, and let the outside world help you with a great energy of love.
And next would be Erica.
Siana ionaya, kana mana ia shia kana dio, so kana mana ionaya, kana mana iokana.
There is great comfort in your words, and let your words also be of a great understanding to many. so that they may know the comfort of God and all things around. I think they got that one a little bit twisted around.
Okay, and I think that's it for the blessings. Anyone else?
And
Okay.
oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like we're ready to go. Do you need to run through the requests again, or do you have those?
We'll do the requests for those that are out there that haven't heard them.
Okay. We have is Don, correct me if I'm wrong, the Omniaries?
The Omarians.
Homerians.
Sorry. Uriel, Archangel Michael, Conrest, Horus, Grendel, Admiral Byrd, and the builder of the Sphinx. And I believe that's it.
And
Elijah.
And the face on the Antarctic.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
Thank
Was
you.
there anybody else that we missed? All right. A couple announcements. If you are interested in any classes, such as galactic energy classes, or light language classes, or if you're interested in white magic classes, please let us know your interest so that we can plan some classes in the future. I would like to get some ideas of who is interested in what, so that we can make plans for later this year and earlier for next year. I know that we're planning a white magic class for later this year. It will be the first class, and we're planning an advanced class in 2020. So if you're interested in that class, please let us know. Or if you have not taken Galactic Energy Healing and want to do a class of that, please let us know. Or if you want to do the teaching class for Galactic Energy Healing, we can also work that in. We need to know who's interested in what so we can make plans. All right? Or if there's another class you're interested in that we don't know about, please let us know, and we can announce that and see if there's any other interest. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very
Sounds
much.
good.
And Ian, what about your classes?
Right now, we are just doing on a Friday afternoon at 4:30 a light language get-together. It's kind of a light language social.
Okay. What about the channeling classes?
That's kind of turned into the light language social.
Oh, okay. So, okay, channeling. Is channeling and light language pretty much working in the same direction or whatever?
Yeah, they're kind of working together, and we've kind of gone away a little bit from the channeling and went to the channeling with the light language.
Okay, good. All right.
I like the light language social. That sounds so nice.
Yes.
Good.
Have a glass of wine and speak your light language. So, okay, very well. If that is all, is there anything else before I go into a little bit of a meditation and see who comes first?
I don't have anything.
Okay, very good. I'll give you a couple seconds if anybody else wants to say anything. Alrighty then. All right, I'm going to do a little meditation, and we'll see who comes first, all right?
Okay, we'll see you when you get back.
Okay.
I think I'm too nervous for Michael right now. So I don't know what I want to ask him.
You need to mute. How do I mute this person?
Greetings, I am Elijah. I just wanted to come and briefly speak very, very shortly today. I understand that there is so much trouble and many of you are going through much grief these days. There are a lot of what is called ascension symptoms. Some of these are ascension symptoms and some of these things are really attacks. But keep in mind that you are in control to some degree of what happens. Protect yourself daily. Bring the Spirit of God into your life. Bring the spirit of protection around you daily so that these attacks can be as small and light as possible and that you remain in a positive frame of mind. There are so many people out there that are very low and depressed and feeling like they don't want to move forward any longer. And these are the kinds of things that stop missions. These are the kinds of things that invert the forward movement into personal movement. Now, I know that some people need to find themselves before they move forward. That is a definite positive. But to spend all your time with yourself and in your depression and in thinking about all the things that are about you that are sad or depressed or whatever, that is a waste of time and a waste of energy because it takes so much energy for you to be depressed and down. Remember, if that is the case for you, you must reach out and find the joy that is yours because you belong to a God of joy, not a one that is of depression. You belong to a God of great happiness and strength, not of one of weakness and just giving up. That's not what God does. God makes it so that you can have your joy, move forward, have a great understanding of the way that things are going. I know that there's illnesses and there's things that come in the way, but you move through them much more quickly with God than without Him. Some of you just go, oh, but you don't call on anyone. You don't call on the spirits. You don't call on God. You don't call on anyone. You just feel that depression and say, woe is me. So what you need to do is find a way to reach out to God during these times of depression. I know so many of you have called and complained about this. The earth energies, oh, they're getting me down. But who are you calling as help? Who are you calling to lift you out of it? Who are you being with that will be helpful to you to bring you forth out of this negative energy? There are people that are positive and joyful that you can connect yourself to, or spiritual thought processes that you can do, even meditations that can bring you out of these thought processes. You know the best way for yourself, don't you? But many of you just wallow in it and waste time and energy whenever you know that there's time for prayer and sending energy and sending healing and being part of other kinds of spiritual work. Love yourself enough to take yourself out of these negative feelings. Love yourself enough to have the courage to reach out to God, to reach out to someone that has a helping hand or a rope for you to climb up, at least to get to the top of the hole. Don't just stay there. Don't just wallow in it, but move forward. I know that sometimes it's difficult even to get out of these things, even with help, because the way that the world is, they'll keep telling you, oh, you have all these bills. You need to do this. The garbage needs emptied and nobody's here to empty it. There's 100,000 reasons why you could have a little bit of feeling down or depressed, but don't let it consume you. Let it be a passing thing. Let you say, okay, the garbage needs empty, I'll get to it later, or whatever, let's do it now, but get through it. Find a way to get through it. Build your energy with love. Build your energy with prayer. Build your energy with meditation. Don't just wallow in it. And I know I'm speaking right now because I have heard from so many that can't seem to escape their own negative energies. They cannot seem to escape from feeling that everyone's against them. They can't seem to escape from the fact that they think they're being always and continuously attacked. How important do you have to be for attacks to happen constantly? Are you the savior of the world? Those are the kinds of people that get attacked constantly. And I don't think there is anybody out there that is getting constant attacks right now. There are so many of you on the move, so many of you that have missions. They have a lot of targets. Why would they concentrate on one person? They just attack once, and if they can keep you down with that attack, then they will. But then you feel, oh, it's just, I can't get out of it. It was such a bad attack. It was horrible. It was all these things. Get over it. You're in a battle right now. The battle for your world. The battle for your life and for the lives of many. Get over it. Get over it. Lift yourself up. Find a way to get out of it. If you need to call somebody, call them. But don't just stay there and call everybody on the phone and say, I'm being attacked again. I think I'll just stay in bed for a little while longer. I don't know what to do about it. I think I'll take a couple pills. And these are kind of things that people do when they feel this way. Does that sound like a victorious person to you? Does that sound like someone that's fighting the good fight? Does that sound like someone that is lifting themselves up and standing up again from the battle on the battlefield? Because that's what it is. It's a battlefield. You want to save your world. You want to save the people around you from their negativity and other people's negativities. How can you do that if you're the one that's supposed to be the example and you're not being it? If you're the light of the whole room and you suddenly go out and there's no lighthouse, people will be crashing against the shores. You are their strength. Be their strength. Don't let the enemy win. Don't let him get to you so badly that you can't shine anymore. I've seen people come down, and then they go down a little bit more, and then they go down a little bit more, and they go, well, I just can't get out of this. And pretty soon they're at the bottom. There's nowhere to go but up, but they're just laying there on the bottom. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Love yourself enough. Love the people around you. That's another thing, is like everybody loves themselves to a point, but they're not loving everybody else. They're going, oh, not them. I can't stand them. But you have to have unconditional love even with those that you don't love. You have to reach out and see the God in them. Reach out and find the good in them. Reach out and know there's something about them that is worthy to be saved, because you are here not to condemn the world, but to help the world. You are here not to condemn the world, because that's judgment and you're not to judge, but you are here to help the world. Let them judge you. Let them say, there's a bright light about him or her. What is it? There's something great about this person. I don't know what it is. I can't stand them because I can't be them. Many people are hated because they are loving. That's the kind of hate from people that you want, because you can change it. You can love it away with kindness, with goodness, with example. Let them hate you. Love them in spite of it. Love them in spite of it. Be a light to them and help bring them up out of this. Of course, you can't go in and preach to everybody at work. That just doesn't work. But let them come to you. And how many of you have had that experience? People come to you and say, I don't know why I'm coming to you. Or they may not even say that, but you are wondering, why is this person coming to me? You'll say that. But they want some advice from you because you are shining, because you are uplifting, because you are doing what you need to do and are responsible in your life and bringing about the right example. I hope that people are coming to you for that reason, instead of going by you going, oh, what a mess. Because there are some people going by some of Lightworkers and saying, oh, what a mess. That's not what you want. You've seen those Lightworkers. I know you have. Lift them up. Encourage them. Give them a lifeline. Love them. But don't let them stay in their sorrow. But don't judge them either, because they're not going to come out of it if you say, I'm not going to talk to you again until you do this. I'm not going to be your friend unless you do that. That's not the way to do it. Because they're going to go, what? I'm not going to be your friend then. I don't know why you're condemning me. And saying, oh, you're not loving yourself. Oh, everybody wants to hear that, don't they? You telling somebody, you're not loving yourself. I can't be around you. You're not loving yourself. That is the wrong way to do it. Shine. Tell them how wonderful they are. Tell them how good they are. Don't condemn them. Don't judge them. You're not greater than they are. Don't judge them. How are they going to rise if you're pointing your finger and saying nasty things to them? Oh, you're never going to be a good person. I've heard people say this. You're never going to amount to anything. You know, I heard my mother say that about you, and I think she's right. If that is your attitude, you are not an example of the truth. Because the truth is, everyone can be something greater than what they are right now. Everyone can be something greater than what they are right now. Everybody, even the greatest people on the earth, can be greater than they are right now. Give God a chance to work with you. Give God a chance to work with you. I love you all, but I hope that I made some sense today, because many of the light workers out there are self-absorbed. I'm sorry. You're saying, I have these wonderful gifts. They're so great. I'm able to do all these things. But you're not reaching out to others. You're letting them come to you and you're telling them about yourself. Reach out. Love them. Give them your gifts. Don't talk about your gifts. Give them to them. Give them to them. Let them share your gifts. Let them acquire them. Don't just keep them. Give them. Give them. God will bless you with even more gifts, more love, more understanding. If you give, you receive. If you give one blessing, 100 blessings will come in return. Not maybe the way you expect it, but in the way you need it. In the way you need it. You may give someone $100, but in return, you'll get their prayers, you'll get the understanding, you'll get great energy from that, and it might be greater than that little $100 that you gave. Give, not so that you receive, but that you can receive. Give not so that you will receive, but that you can receive when you need it. When you need it most. I don't know how many times I have examples of this all over the place, that people they've given everything away. And they said, dear God, I have nothing more. And at that moment, within days of that moment, they receive everything they need. They get it. And they're amazed. Why? Because they gave when God said to give. They did what God said they should do. And why would he not reward them for that and replenish for that? My energy's all gone, Lord. Here's some energy. Here's some love. Here is everything you need. God bless you all. I could preach for another hour, but I think you got it, or at least I hope so, because I don't want to do that message again.
Can you do a question?
Yes.
We have a question from Ava.
Yes.
Hi, Elijah. I just, your speech resonated so much with me today. It's just absolutely amazing, and I'm so grateful for bringing it up. I just want to say that I was one of these people who got so beaten up in this lifetime, but I was honestly giving up. And then early this year in February, I got this big round birthday, and I started feeling that basically my life is over, why to bother? So, but then it's just like you said, you need to reach for help. I had 2-hour session with Jim, 2 hours, that's a lot. I talked to 5 beings. And after this, it's not only that I got out of deep depression, I am like a new person now. I just like suddenly do not only the life mission in astral, I actually do it in third dimension. So there is true evidence what help and connecting and asking can do in my own life. And there are still moments of like yesterday when I've heard that somebody, like some group of humans killed 700 pandas, sacrificed, whatever. The feeling is, why to bother with humanity? They are so insane. But then, you know, one comes back and still works and works, because it's like love, you know, love is what you do. But I am just so grateful that you talked about all of this, because it is a lot of us light workers, we are sometimes like giving up. Truly, we are giving up. So it's just, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Much love to you.
Thank you.
All right. I will let you all go. Yes?
Never had it, but
yes.
You mentioned ascension symptoms at the beginning.
Yes.
For the good of the group, could you mention what some of these, a short list of what some of these ascension symptoms
Oh,
might
ascension
be?
symptoms, yes. People get really caught in them and they can't seem to get out of them, and they think that they're anywhere from pneumonia to they're dying. So, but remember, some of the ascension symptoms are fatigue, depression, headaches, sometimes even nausea. But these are things that you can get over with not medication, but with talking to God, just bringing yourself through them, because these are things set here for your challenge. And everyone will have challenges, everyone. There is not one of you out there that won't have a challenge. And so there are many of these symptoms. You just have to tell them apart from what is going on with your really. You know what's going on and how healthy you are really. If you are experiencing things that are unlike your normal life, yes, check it out if it's something that lasts for a long time. But usually ascension symptoms you can get rid of by the end of the morning. If you do your meditations, your prayers, your thoughts, by the end of the morning, even before then, you're on your way, because you can defeat these ascension symptoms. If you start your day right with security, protection, love, prayers, meditation, start your day with that, and you can lick these kinds of things. Am I missing any of them? Fine.
No, we're having some, I think we're getting some feedback somewhere. So,
yes?
Yeah, so sorry, but what an amazing sharing that was. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. I will let you go now, and there are other people waiting.
Okay. Ian,
Much
are you
love.
with us? Thank you
What?
so much. No. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yeah. Much love, everyone.
Much love.
Welcome. We are the 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓.
Welcome, 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. This is Dawn. Parky.
Greetings.
Greeting. I wish to ask you if the improvements to the ring have been satisfactory.
All improvements have been satisfactory. All thought processes and actions have been for the positive good. These things have been noted and are still continuing.
Thank you.
There's a great amount of action in the astral realm with many of you. We appreciate your astral connections with different forms of work and astral adjustments to the earth grids and many other things that are very important. The working on the stargates, the working on the vortexes, the working with the hybridization program. There are as many things happening in the astral. There are many of you going to councils and using your information to help those understand what your world needs more than anything else. We do a selection of many different humans so that we might have interface things with different cultures on your world to see where everyone is coming from with their needs and thoughts about the condition of your planet and the condition of the exopolitics, the condition also of the Earth in its environmental states. We have noticed and have noted all the ancient megalithic establishments on your planet. We have not been here very often, where we are not part or we are not belonging to this galaxy, and so we are not familiar with many of your worlds here in this particular galaxy. We wish that you would be in good shape. We understand the work that you do is mostly in astral when it comes to satisfying our needs, but we are very happy to note that you are very active at this time. We see more astral work done now than we have since Atlantis. We did visit here once long ago. We were very happy. Yes. Well, we were at Göbekli Tepe, if you are familiar.
I am familiar with Göbekli Tepe, yes. It's a
We
beautiful site.
Establish this site. This was very long ago.
Yes.
What questions are there, if any?
Can you explain why you brought Göbekli Tepe? Sorry, forgive me my mispronunciation. To
Göbekli Tepe.
Göbekli Tepe. Can you please explain to me how you brought it to be and why?
There are many animals carved in the statues and columns at Göbekli Tepe. These are to give you the idea and understanding that there are many different kinds of beings in the universe, and they do associate and look similar to beings that you have on your planet. Now, there are wolves and vultures and things on these plates and on these columns. And at that time, they did not exist in the way they do now. So these were actually pictures of future representations of some of the animals of your world.
They had a marvelous astral database there as well.
Yes. It is the oldest site that you know of so far.
Yes, I know of a few. Thank you very much. I appreciate your coming today, and I believe all my questions have been answered. Thank you. Blessings.
Blessings.
You're interested
and respect.
About it. There's an author who I'm a big fan of called Graham Hancock.
Come forward so they can hear you.
People are interested in knowing a little bit more about it. There's this archaeologist called Graham Hancock, who has several books. I think his most recent one, which I just got, explains a lot about 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, pretty much in his books. He's been on Joe Rogan quite a few times, and that word, that dig site, has been mentioned several times there. So if you're interested in knowing about it, there is a book written by it, but obviously
Yes.
it's a source knowledge of that.
Yes, there are books written. Your books would say that this establishment of this megalithic place, yes, is made by hunters, and that is why all the animals are there. But this predates writing, Egyptian culture, the wheel, and pottery. So this is not the case for this particular site, although they have no idea what this site represents truly. You understand that?
Yeah, he's kind of an alternative. His viewpoints are kind of being attacked because he's like an alternative archaeologist.
I see.
So he pretty much, the basis of a lot of his books is that our origins, that many people accept the origins of the conventional ways. He's just saying that there potentially could be alternative origins to the species and stuff.
Of course, there is.
Which these sites that he had studied over the years, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 being one of them, just simply says there's another narrative.
Of course. The true understanding will come from us when we have actually come to your world and established our libraries once again. The libraries of your planet have been raped by those that do not wish you to know about those that have come in the past. And so not many of this information is left on your world, but it must be brought back to your world so that you understand all of the different places that you have only partial history of.
We welcome your libraries
Thank
and
you.
reestablishment. Thank you. I really do appreciate your presence here today.
What is your question? There is a question.
Go
My
ahead.
question is it the time now for a lot of the information about all the different sites on the planet to actually get the full meaning and understanding of what it is, what they are, and what they represent?
That time is coming soon, yes. The 11th Stargate is already open, and so is the 6th. There are many that are working on these Stargates, and they have to be reassigned the correct information so they are useful. They are out of date as far as the map of the sky is concerned, and so they must be realigned and redone. The damage to the technology of the Stargates is also in question. So they have to be reworked and brought into modern updating and modern DNA acceptance. These stargates work in a very unique way. You must speak the galactic phrase to open them. And the second thing is, you cannot go through the stargate without your DNA being a part of it. That is how it worked in long ancient years ago. Whenever your DNA is a part of the stargate, then you are able to use it. But since many of them have passed, new DNA and new things have got to be acquired for them to be useful again.
Would that be why our DNA has been put? I mean, I know that it has a lot of value for the universe and the different species out there, but is this also a reason why our DNA has been used by, like, for instance, Girk Fitneer, to get our DNA into the different parts? Is that
into the stargates?
Yes.
Human DNA has not really ever been part of the stargates as it is now. It was truly only for alien use. But now there have been a few human DNAs put there from the Egyptian era and from the Mayan era. But these DNAs have not been updated and have passed over the ages. The way that the DNA must be put into the stargates will have to be transported in from outside of your world, because the actual beings are not permitted to stand inside them to do it the old-fashioned way, if you would say that. Yes, so now also with the stargates, you're going to find that they have not all been found. Some are not uncovered. Some or all are in other dimensions on the terms that they will come into third dimension when they are ready. Is there any questions about this?
No, we have no questions at this time.
I do have one question from someone in the YouTube. I monitor the YouTube feed. This is from Joe Q. What does Göbekli Tepe site represent truly, and is there more to find in that area? Thank you.
Remember this. Göbekli Tepe is one of the ancient sites. It is to represent that we were there long ago and that many species were going to visit. It was actually a welcome mat for other species. Those different images of animals and different species, you will find reptilians on there as well, have been a marker for many different species to come and be a part of this world. So it was basically that this world was not claimed for one species, but for all.
Thank you. May I ask your name, please?
My name is 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙.
Gratitude and respect.
I will go now.
Thank you very much.
I am Uriel. Greetings.
Good day, Uriel.
I was called Is there a purpose for this?
Yes, you were called. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Just a moment while we wait for the question to be asked.
All right. Let me say something in the meantime.
Okay.
We, as the group of angels that are interacting with your world, are very excited about the future. We are seeing some good improvements in many places, awakenings that are happening that are very positive. And they're reaching out to find the answers to the questions that are burning within them. When such people are awakened, we know that there is a good chance for the future. And there are many of you awakened at this time that are reaching out and trying to find the answers to all the questions that are burning in your mind, and trying to be a good example and trying to do the right things. We thank you for that. But if you need us, please call us. We are not strangers to your planet, not any longer. So please call us. What is the question?
We now have a question from Steve Martin.
Yes.
Hello, my friend.
Greetings.
Hi. So you got my attention a while back. I asked for a gift of Archangel Michael, a symbol of Archangel Michael, and instead in the mail came your symbol instead. And
yes.
I immediately recognized that not just as a human error, but rather that you are here to assist me as well. I just wanted to ask specifically how I am to utilize your energies. When am I supposed to call upon you and whatnot?
You do a good job of utilizing my energies. Your thoughts are based in spiritual thought activities much of the time, and you're looking, and whenever that is happening and you are searching for something, you find it very quickly, don't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so that is what I am bringing to you, is that gift of finding the things that you are looking for, because you are one that will use these energies properly, use the information to move forward and to help the world. I believe you are a writer.
Yeah, musically, I write lyrics. Yes, sir.
Yes, and I believe that these will be helpful to the earth, because the sound of and the way that they are presented affects humans in a way that music and words affects humans and individuals of the universe in ways you just can't imagine, very powerfully. And so therefore we gifted you with even greater understanding of the universe so that you may use that in your writings.
Thank you. And thank you for giving my attention. I just felt like I was walking around with Michael all the time. Now I feel I have two strong guardians always in my space. I appreciate you. Thank you.
And we appreciate you as well. Believe that what you are doing can be life-changing, because it can be.
Thank you, Yahyel.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right.
Next, we have a question from Ava.
Yes.
Greetings. You said about people waking up, which is truly wonderful news. What is happening in this area in United States? A little bit worry, because I see that the government seems to be going backwards. Are we actually closer to disclosure? Are people waking up? Is there any hope for our government to wake up? Thank you.
Let me tell you this. Everybody has a different vision of what is happening with your government. Everybody has a different vision of what is happening in the world at large. All of your visions are mostly incorrect. They are not giving you a true view of what is happening at all. Some things are very good and some things are very not so good. I don't know how to say that any other way. But the thing is, what is happening is meant to be this way for the moment, but things must change soon because they cannot stay this course without a great catastrophe.
Thank you so much. So you think that it's going, something will change for positive?
I am hoping that all things will come into view in the way that they should, in God's time, in God's understanding. But you must understand, the view of the world and the way everyone views the world is from a small perception. The world is a great place, and to view it with one set of eyes and one thought process is not enough. To view it with 100 people is still not enough. You are not going to get the full view of what is happening in this realm. The big picture is astonishingly different.
Okay, are we allowed to ask about the big picture?
Your mind couldn't comprehend it right now, but yes, you can ask questions about it. You may not understand the answers, and we may not be able to give you some of them, because we cannot tell you what the future holds, or we cannot tell you how to live your lives. We can tell you that there is hope out there, that we want you to live your lives in certain ways, but that it's your choice, your will.
Okay, thank you. I will keep asking anyway, but thank you so
I
much.
understand.
Next, we have a question from Dawn.
Blessings, Yahyel. Nice to see you again.
Blessings.
This question is from Wendy of Languages of Lights.
I love you, Wendy.
Okay, she loves you too. Okay, this question is, I am deeply resonating with this 11th Stargate. Could you please elaborate on my galactic light languages with respect to this Stargate and my connections to it, please? And
the 11th Stargate, yes, is in the United Kingdom area, and it is the newest Stargate to open, but there is so much more significance to it than that, and you have gathered the energy from it. It is an amazing accomplishment for this Stargate to be open at this time, because through it, there are many different entities coming. And these entities are not only important, but they are eminence. They are teams that will come through. And you are feeling that energy now because they are coming through during this period of time within the last several weeks.
Thank you. And I have another question here that another person has asked. This one is named Kuda. And their question is, either by tribulation or delusion, a soul believes something to be true at the expense of others. And then in brackets he puts, either through injury or death. Then he says, is absolute evil a defiance of reality?
Absolute evil is turning your back on God completely. And absolute evil is the existence of death. Without evil, there is no death. Conceive of that. Because God is life. God is all that is alive. God is all that is good and all that is beautiful and all that is growing and prosperous and life-affirming and loving. Death has none of these things. Death is the absence of all that is God's. Keep that in mind. Death is the opposite of all that God is, because death is a separation from God.
Thank you, Yahyel.
I think that concludes our questions.
Very well, then I will be off. And it was a beautiful time with you, even though it was very short. I think that it was necessary.
Yes, thank you very much. Blessings to you.
Blessings to you as well. Greetings. This is Belang. I am from the Council of Wonders. I wanted to come here today because there are things to be identified. Many relics that were once part of your world have been taken from your world or hidden from your world. Many of these relics, such as, well, the Ring of Solomon or the Hammer of Thor, these have been hidden, but they are still on your world. Others have been taken off, but some are hidden in the Ark of the Covenant, such as the Scepter of Solomon, and there is a lamp in there that is very powerful, and the Ring of Solomon is in there as well. But some of these relics will be returning to your planet. The Staff of Moses, and a few others that they won't let me mention at the moment. But relics are going to be part of your near future. Within the next 100 years, they will be discovered and used. There are relics on your planet in front of your face. Some of you that you don't realize are relics until it is revealed to you. You may have stones or quartzes or things of this nature that just seem very powerful to you, but they are relics. They have information in them. They have power to them that will help you with the future. The Council of Wonders wants you to be very careful about this. I know it sounds very unusual to be talking about relics, but these things will be used for positive and negative things in the future, and we hope that only those beings that are positively charged and are aware of what is the true nature of the relic will find them. But we will be guiding and directing as well as much as possible. We cannot come to your world, so we cannot put it in your hands. We cannot give it to the right people, but we can set it close by. That is something that will be happening in the future. Is there any questions about that?
I don't have any questions at this time, Don.
Okay, I don't have any questions about any artifacts, but I do understand the importance of not playing with them randomly.
Well, first of all, you have to know what they are.
Yes.
The first thing is you have to identify them as a relic. And we will be back at some point to identify the actual relics. But we just wanted to give you a heads up. That's a human expression. A heads up. And I kind of like it. But a heads up on the fact that these relics will be coming into your realm and into your usage very soon. And the people that will be using these will be people that are light workers and many, you know, those of great understanding.
I have a question.
There are some questions now, I think.
Yes.
There's one in the room.
Now, I have a point, crystal point.
Yes.
Perfect. It has pyramids on it, and I told it's for me to reveal in the future. Is this a relic?
A relic would have magical powers, and this is an information stone.
Okay,
so but it has great information for you. The thing is, it will be revealed, that information will be revealed quite soon, actually.
Okay.
Yes. But that is not a relic. A relic has actual energy that can be used in very specific ways.
We do have another question from Sheer.
Yes.
Greetings.
Greetings.
My question is this. You say that those relics that you mentioned, the Staff of Moses, the Hammer of Thor, the Ring of Solomon, you say that in the near future, which means couple of years, could be any time, you will actually give those artifacts that I believe that are DNA protected to those who can use them. And I mean DNA protected because I know that the Hammer of Thor only could be used by someone who has an aspect of Thor or a Thor reincarnation of Thor
Actually,
himself.
that is true, yes.
So,
just like all, that is true. You can acquire an identification with the relics, but they are DNA established.
I see. So you're
like
saying that
the trident, the rings, the necklaces, the things, they are DNA established. But the thing is, they can be given over to someone and their DNA can be added to it if that is necessary. This can be done by a magician or someone that has the authority of that particular item.
I see, but okay. And the intention is to give those artifacts to their rightful owners?
It is that intention eventually, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, DNA has a lot to do with how, if they can be used, But the rightful owners of some of these relics can assign someone else to use them if they give them some of their DNA. Or if they're an aspect of the original DNA.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It looks like we have a question from Don, who has a question from YouTube.
All right.
Thank you, Belang. Okay, this next question is from a chap by the name of David Toretto. And
yes.
His question is, what is the difference between portals I have opened and activated and stargates?
Yes, there are difference. A portal stargates are actually a stationary piece of technology. Portals can be opened in different places and actually closed, just like a stargate, but not necessarily the same thing. Stargates are in a very much larger capacity. Whole groups of people can go through stargates, at least the 12 major ones, whereas a portal usually can only be used by 1 or 2 people unless you can make a gigantic one. But portals can be used in a very similar way as the stargates, but they're just a little bit different. That's all. But stargates are actual technology that can sustain for a great deal of time, a lot of energy, where portals are not.
I have used portals recently, opening in the oceans of the Milky Way galaxy for a flushing action.
Yes.
And it was quite effective, unfortunately.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have a question for them. How long do their portals remain open?
I had left mine open for not too long. It was basically to flush the oceans.
Correct.
And get rid of some of the radiation, which
yes.
Which spread to the other portals, of course, on the other worlds. But
of course, yes,
all that radiation has been dealt with, and the ocean should be now quite pristine of radiation, at least in the bulk of the oceans on Earth.
It is much more pristine. There is still radiation leaking in from the those particular things that are leaking them, but the thing is that they are not as bad as they used to be, and the energies that is leaking is not as nearly as bad as it was. But yes, portholes are very valuable to be used. The stargates are different. These are for transporting people, and they're used for DNA. Portals can be tricky with transporting any kind of beings. Your usage of the porthole was very effective.
Thank you. I have also, sorry, just one more question. Okay, this is the question. This is from Francis Muses. Hello, my first name is okay for introducing the question, she says. Can we know more about the Egyptian Ankh?
Oh, the Ankh?
Ankh, sorry.
The Egyptian Ankh had, yes, some, it was a piece of technology, actually. Is it the one that they were, yes. The little round thing with the cross on it, yes. That was a piece of technology they wore on their waist. This was a transporter, a communication device, and also many different things could be used with the Ankh, and they did not use it in the presence of anyone but their closest servants, and no one could witness them using it because it was forbidden.
Mm-hmm.
So the people could not watch them use the Ankh, but it is a piece of technology that was very advanced.
And I have one more question. This is from Peter P. Can you tell us about the Holy Grail?
The Holy Grail is a relic, and it is been taken away from your planet. It is not on this planet right now. I know many seek it, and many are looking for it, but this has transformative energies as well. Anyone who touches the Grail can be healed. But that will be returned to your planet in due time. It also has other powers as well, but we will not go into that at this time. Its major function was a healing tool.
Thank you, Blaine. I appreciate your question and answer.
Next, we have a question from Lucia.
Greetings.
Greetings.
I'm going back to the portal questions earlier.
Yes.
I'm just I find that many of us are using portals to heal the world, heal just areas of the earth, of our planet, and also some of us are using it in healing a certain individual. And sometimes what happens with what I have experienced is that it'll be like a distance healing, and then I see a portal appearing over the whole area where that person is living. And I'm wondering, what exactly is happening? Is it that, am I co-creating with the energies there, or is it me observing, because I can actually see the portal in my mind's eye, but I'm wondering, how is it appearing, or was it there before?
The portal opens up and creates a vortex of healing. So you may see the portal as a portal, but it actually creates a vortex.
Yes.
Because you're sending out a vortex of healing, and it's going through, and it looks like a porthole, a wormhole, whatever it is. But when it reaches the actual destination, it becomes the vortex of healing. And the symbols that you're sending have come through and are working on the patient.
Yes. And sometimes what I also see is other beings come to assist, and that portal becomes like a way for them to get in, as though they're just waiting for it to appear.
Well, pray that only positive beings use this portal, and I think that as a healing portal, only positive beings can come within it. So no negative beings can come within a healing portal. So yes, there are certain healing beings from the angelic realm that do come through.
Yeah, so that's been my experience. I've never really had negative beings coming through the portals. It's not as a problem, no.
I do encourage others to send healing energy out like this. They may not even picture it this way, but if you can send your energy out for healing and for protection and for different things, it's very welcome in especially the Middle East and places that are very dark right at the moment, that have a lot of things rumbling there. A lot of darkness is on moving about. So send your energies to the Middle East so that it calms down a bit. There is a lot of rumbling there. So, and a lot of men with very harsh ideas about how to get control.
It's interesting that you bring up the Middle East, because there was a distance healing that happened in that area, and that portal was over. It was for patients in a hospital, but then the whole hospital was engulfed in the portal. And then I actually, as the healing went, it went on for quite some time. And then that actual portal, the light started emanating through the whole country, and even going beyond there's just the boundaries, not the boundaries, but how do you call that? The
borders?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. My French sometimes it doesn't help me. So yeah, the borders. And I was astounded, because it was really about this one person, but it became about the whole country.
Yes, it is very possible to affect energies in that manner. Not everyone will feel them, because not everybody will be accepting them, but those that are open to accepting them will be affected by them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Blessings.
I have a question.
We have another.
Oh, there's questions here and there.
Okay, we'll take them in the room.
Speak.
My question's in regards to the relics.
Yes.
Is there an intent for all of the relics, and how many are there?
That's a good question. There's intent for many relics, and there's probably about 35 for this planet. There won't be more than that, I don't think, unless it's necessary. But some of the relics are already on the planet, but they're hidden away. There are about 5 relics in use at this time. That's all.
Okay,
So
we have another.
Yes.
Go ahead. We have another question from Ava.
Yes.
Greetings. I used to actually have a real relic. It was a ring, but whenever I had it on, I did some things which were out of my ordinary extreme things. But at the same time, I wasn't awakened at this time. I had no clue who I was. So I got scared and I got rid of it. So my question is, why would I even receive such amazing gift at the time when I just could not use it and I wasn't aware of who I was?
That's an excellent question. And this is the answer. You were given it to, they gave it to you because you were going to pass it on to the person that it belongs to. You had, you gave it away or sent it out to a place where the person would be looking for it. And so it had to come through you in order to get to the destination where the right person would find it.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much. It makes me feel much better.
Yes.
No, when you have a relic and then it disappears, it's like, but also, I used to own this absolutely amazing necklace with amber, and I felt that it either had some special energy or I was projecting special energy on it and it disappeared.
Well, I would believe that had a message in it. That was the energy of that, because I don't think that you would come in contact with two relics in one lifetime. Not unless you were someone advanced.
Well, I'm getting there.
All right.
I cannot claim it yet.
It's a possibility.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next, we have a question from Stephanie, I believe.
And then there's one in the room again.
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Hello, greetings. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you.
Greetings and good day.
Good day.
I wanted to ask a follow-up question regarding a relic as well, as it regards the Grail.
Yes.
The story of the Grail is that it was the cup that was used by Christ in the Last Supper. But I suspect that it's maybe older than that, and maybe that's not the a complete picture of the cup itself. And I'm wondering indeed if that's the cup that Christ used, or is there a different story path to that?
There is actually a different story path. That is not the Grail that he used. He actually used a wooden cup that was carved. This is actually a golden Grail, and it is older than the one, but yes, there is legends that he used it at the Last Supper, but he did not have access to it at the Last Supper. They used wooden cups and carved instruments to eat with and drink with. So that story is untrue. But it is, the Grail was in contact in the ancient world, in the Atlantean world, and it came through to the Sumerian area and then to the Egyptian world, where it was taken off planet.
Oh, very good. Thank you. And one last question, if I could.
Yes.
You said there are some relics that are right in front of us. Can you share any of that information with us? What they are, even if you can't tell us where?
There is one crystal, and it's shaped, and it's not a crystal skull. Some people would say, "Oh, it's a crystal skull," but it is a face. It's carved into a face, but it's not carved into a skull kind of face. It's just it's like a human face, but it's a Nubian face. So you would recognize it as a Nubian face. That is a relic that is sitting on somebody's shelf, and they do not realize that this can the power of this relic is to shapeshift, and they can become several different things if they knew how to use it properly. That is something that is sitting on one of the shelves in Africa. So another one that's sitting in front of people that may not be aware of is there's a magic wand. And that is in, it does not look like a magic wand. It actually looks like a twig, but it has, at the very end of it, an emerald. It looks like a twig. It's not formed beautifully. It's just like a tree. It looks like a little tree trunk with 4 little gripping limbs, and there's an emerald on the end of it, and that is the most powerful wand on your planet. That is also sitting in front of somebody, and they're selling it as an antique for a very large price. If they knew what it actually was, they would not sell it at all.
Interesting. It sounds like a description of the stories we're told about Merlin and his staff, so to speak.
Did you want to ask a question?
Yes.
There's a question here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Someone mentioned in the chat here on Zoom, and I've been wondering about it myself as well. What can you tell us about the Sphinx that we're allowed to know at this time?
The Sphinx has gone through many changes over the years. This was not its original form. Its original form was Anubis. And you can see, if you would actually be looking at the Sphinx right now, you would see the base of the Sphinx is much larger than the actual statue that is, it's there right now. So the Sphinx of Anubis was there originally, and it was a very powerful Sphinx. And under the right paw, buried there, is much of the translations to the Sumerian tablets that have not been able to be figured out yet, and some other relics. There are a couple relics under there. Yeah. Also, deep under the Sphinx is a ship, and deep under the Cheops is a ship. So, but the under the Sphinx, the ship is much smaller, and it's only about half a mile under the ground, where the one under the Sphinx is about a mile under the ground.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we have a question from Dawn.
Well, there's so many other things about the Sphinx.
Here as well.
There's 100 things about the Sphinx that are very unusual, but I can't go into all of them. Go ahead.
We'll get to them eventually, believe me. Okay. My next question is from Wendy of Languages of Lights.
Yes.
Her question is, can you speak of the light codes and symbols many of us are writing and their relationship to these portals and stargates?
Oh, where do I begin? Your light languages are coming down through, this all deals with the matrix. The matrix is all the information that's flowing through the universe in the way that God has sent it through the universe in binary codes, in all different kinds of different numerical and algorithmic codes. First, that's what you must understand first, is the matrix is flowing in densities, that it's all around you, within you, without you, and you collect some of the information as it goes through. It goes to the subconscious. Your light workers are deciphering light codes from this matrix. Now, surprise, surprise, the information coming in this direction down is information that is materialistic knowledge, this kind of stuff. But if what you're collecting is coming from the opposite direction, heading toward God, is light language, beauty, light, all this kind of thing. And so you're collecting the light language and the other side of the matrix going toward God, ever moving toward God. And there's a section that's always moving away from God. So the matrix is going both ways, and it's interacting and moving within you. and you are able to establish interpretations of some of these matrices because you are geared in your thought processes, in your makeup, in your essence to decipher these things. Not everybody on Earth or in the universe can decipher what the matrix is bringing forth to every individual. Some people have light codes. Some people have light language. Some people have different things they're able to do through that upward moving matrix, and it is interlocking and intersecting with the downward moving matrix. Now, there's so much to teach about that, but that is something that is the beginning of your understanding of what's happening.
And that is also the importance of grounding when we're doing this communication, correct?
Absolutely. You want to make sure that the information gets captured if that's what you're looking to do. Grounding is the only way to actually capture what you need, because if you are ungrounded and floating around, how is any information going to connect to you? You're going to have to be grounded so that it's attracted to that. It's like a magnet. The matrix is attracted in both directions to the grounded portions of existence, because that it can go in and give to that which is grounded. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I have one last question here that I know our time is getting short, but this is from Marlene Yell, and her question is, I had a silver ring with a clear quartz stone that had Metatronic sacred geometry carving in the stone. What is the ring? No, what is this ring for it has disappeared, I think she said.
It's an angel summons. It's an angel summoning ring for Metatron, because even though Metatron did not start out as an angel, he is now in that realm, and he is a controller of those kinds of things in that realm at this time. So that was if you see his sacred geometry of Metatron, it is actually a map of the realms of the angel realms, and he is a summoner of angels and entities from those realms.
Thank you. And she says, follow up, it is in my house and it will be returned to me where it is now.
I see, but they might have taken it out of phase from you for now, because they have taken many relics out of phase, which means that it's not in any dimension, or it's just right outside of your visual field. And when this happens, that means you're not ready to use it yet, or that there's a reason why they don't want you to use it yet. And so they have taken some relics just outside of visual fields.
Thank you very much. This has been a very productive day today. Much love, Belaine.
Did you have another question?
Yes, I have four.
Oh dear, there's questions here. Is the time up?
Yes, not yet. No.
Oh.
We got about 20 minutes left.
All right, very well.
Well, I have two questions.
Two questions.
What's the part of Moldavite and the Sintamani stones and the relics?
The Moldavite is not from this planet. Mm-hmm. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. It is from you know how when animals die on your planet and they create coal and different oil and different things in the earth, this is an alien kind of material that when they have passed on, this is the remains of it after it's been put under pressure.
And are some of the relics made?
Yes, some of the relics are made with that kind of, especially the ones with darkest magic. We don't want to talk about that too much, but they crush the bones and make them into Moldavite in that the sense that they become this substance.
Are there any on Earth right now?
There is.
And are they being used?
No.
Okay. And my other question is, were there two Sphinx?
Yes, there were Sphinx facing each other, one on each side of the plaza, if you want to call it that. One on this side of Giza and one on the other, and one was facing this direction, one was facing this direction.
Was it taken off Earth?
It was destroyed.
On purpose?
Yes, they destroyed it on purpose.
And was there information hidden in that?
Yes,
And will we find it?
eventually.
Just one more question here.
Yes.
Relics that are to be given to or put into certain people's hands or areas, are there beings that guide us to it, or
We are the Council of Wonders. We are the guides for that, not any other beings. If there are any other beings guiding you toward a relic, be very suspicious of that, because they're guiding you with a intent to control. They know that we are in charge of the relics and in charge of the energy of finding the relics. So yes.
it is how are we going to know whether it's you guiding us, or because you can't actually put it in front of us, but you can guide us to it?
We will actually, we have monitored all the people and beings that are coming toward your planet and have relics and things of that nature. If they were to put a relic in front of somebody, we would snatch it. Because we have to have them. We have to, this is our duty, to guard them and to keep them safe. So if they put a dangerous relic in front of you, I'm going to find it if I can and take it. Yes. Is there any? All right, another question?
Yes, we have another question from Sheer.
Excellent, go.
You spoke about the other Sphinx. Did it also have the head of Anubis?
They both had the head of Anubis, yes. Facing both directions. He was the guardian. Anubis was the guardian of the underworld, but he made himself very noted, very was a very, very, the most powerful figure at that time.
I see. And the Sphinx and the purpose of the Sphinx was directed by Anubis, or
Anubis was the guardian, and he was also the original one that brought people from other places to this realm and brought people from this realm to the other places. So he was that. These two Anubis sphinxes were representative of the control of travel from outer space to this realm, and that he was in charge of that. No one got through to this world unless Anubis approved it.
I see. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Next, we have a question from Lucia.
Greetings.
Greetings. My question is having to do with Moldavite. You mentioned it earlier. Are you saying that Moldavite, it can be used for dark magic?
It can.
But can it be used for white magic?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because, all right.
It is a very powerful, it's a very powerful thing. It comes not from this world that you live in, but is usually made intentionally. It's not always made intentionally. Sometimes it's found on other worlds, but sometimes with dark magic, it's made intentionally from the bones or from the existence of something else that existed, another being or another creature or whatever, and can be used in a very dark way. But for most thoughts, intentions, and purposes, it's very innocently used because that's the essence of life in some ways.
All right. And so what would you see? How could we use a Moldavite crystal bowl?
A Moldavite crystal bowl would be a very big seeing. You would be able to see, but this would be something interdimensional visual aid.
And this is it's one of those toning bowls.
Oh, is it
toning? You know what I mean? I believe so. Yes.
I see. Yes, I do not know of a relic that is in toning bowl form, at least, but I do know of some that have special energies that can be very healing and things of that nature. But I don't know of any of the toning bowls. There is bowls that are not toning bowls that are actual relics, but no toning bowls that I can think of.
Is because I've come across one, and someone is offering it to me. I could buy it from this person, and I was just wondering what would be different between a quartz crystal toning bowl and a Moldavite toning bowl.
Well, they're probably
in its effect, and it's an effect, you know. Yeah.
Your sound generation would be. I would have to look into that, but I would think that the crystal bowl would be have healing in the bones and the solid areas of the body, and the toning bowl would be more with the muscles and softer tissues.
All right. Thank you so much for answering my question.
You're welcome. But I could be wrong about that, but I think that I'll check into that. But there is a bowl. It's a pottery bowl. It's painted very, very intricately with many, many different designs. And that is a relic. But it's not on your planet.
Yes. Oh, and one more thing. You were saying that the Moldavite stone is not made from the earth matter, but made from beings from another planet. Correct?
So they would not be able to tell that it wasn't anything, but they could try and decipher what it is, but they probably wouldn't understand what it really was.
And could you perhaps tell us which beings this would be?
Oh, it could be anyone. It could be any species. It could be, mostly you're going to find it from the draconian worlds. You're going to find it in the, that would be the deepest, darkest Moldavite. And then you would have some from even Sirian world, Cassiopean areas. They're from many different places. Oh,
I see.
Pleiadians, yes.
All right, thank you so much.
It's very rare because they don't, in order to get it into this particular form, it has to be a magician that does it. It has to be done by a magician.
All right. Thank you so much. Blessings.
Blessings.
Next, we have a question from Don again.
Yes.
Yes, Belang. I have a question that has been serviced in the YouTube chat twice from the same gentleman. His name is Joseph Bannigan, and he has a question. I'm not sure if you can answer this, but I wanted to give it to you anyway.
Very well.
The question is for the appropriate entity to help his friend who is in a psych hospital and in pain, and if beings can be sent to help her, and she has to accept their help with the setting conscious intention, meditation, permission slip, correct?
She has to accept what is being sent to her. Is she able to understand that they are going to send something to her? This is the question that I would have. If she is aware of this, I can actually send her something as well. And that can be very effective, but she must accept it. The thing is, it must be accepted by all of the psyche area, not just her thought process, but she must open her mind to it, because this will affect the medulla oblongata, which is like the anger, reptilian part of the brain, and also the frontal lobes, which are the cognitive and portion of the brains as well, because her pain, as I can see it from here through him, is something to deal with the psychic. It's a very psychic trauma. It's a psychic trauma.
So all he has to do is to basically connect with you in thought.
Yes, I will send it to her if she is able to accept it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
And
welcome.
I have another question. A couple of questions. This is from Cami. Are orgone generator capacitors really functional, and how should they be used then?
I'm not sure what an Orvon.
I think it's an orgonite.
Oh,
Yes.
Orgonite. Orgonite, yes. Orgonite is very positive. It's made by, you can make it here on your planet,
Yes.
correct? And it's very helpful in healing. What was the question about?
Well, the question was how should they be used then?
Direct contact with humans is very positive, yes, and it is very healing. Now, with certain symbolic gestures that go with it from ancient past, it can be also very calming, healing, encompassing almost.
Okay, my next question is a friend of mine by the name of Bree is in possession of a almost triangular shaped brown stone of, I guess about that large, okay, just in the opening of my hand.
I cannot see your hands, but I'm assuming that you're talking about 4 inches by
Yes.
4 inches.
Yes. It was
Yes.
4. Anyway, this stone is in the stone form right now. It is somewhat soft to her touch, but it is stone still the same. And she was wondering how to access the knowledge in it.
Very well. That is a good question, because this is a very unusual stone. The thing is about this stone, it's not from your planet either. It was brought to this planet, and it was given to someone in her lineage. Only someone from her lineage can have this stone. It has great information for her about the past and a little bit about the future.
And she was wondering how she could access it.
She must access it with another crystal, rose quartz. Okay. She can put the rose quartz around it, because that's a heart stone also. But then she can gaze into it, and some information will start coming through.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If that does not work, then I would put it. It cannot be put in water. Do not put this stone in water. It will ruin the earth. It will ruin it. But if it's in water too long, it ruins it. But earth what?
An earth cleanse?
You can do an earth cleanse would help it, but that would not help get the information out. But it would, the information will come out through the crystals and through her third eye. This is the only way. She must understand that it will come when it is necessary. And the information may stream through her, but it will be interesting. When she unlocks it, it will come as a stream of information.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's all the questions I have at this moment.
All right. I think the time is up, is it?
It is.
Yes.
Well,
may we have a final? May we have a final blessing from you?
Oh yes, I can do that. One moment, please. If you don't mind me using my own language.
That's what I would prefer. Yes.
because a blessing in your language might not come out right. All right. Shakrat. Kamja. Kaykip yamnya ogyarin yandiza. Skeptim wonder with one. Mom dim dear nigim jammer ya yakadam. Trotty gusha jibya. A kakap hoa tap just a dim yamya. Substitute door at the window. Usual divo. Put it down, Nibo at the Demia. Yaman usual on what spot it if you want. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome back, Jim. Thank you very much. That was a great session.
Oh, thanks. I need water.
When you do the playback, our last guest, Bellang, gave us a blessing, but not the translation.
Oh, okay. I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, do we have anyone in your room?
I know language I never heard before.
Oh yeah, I want to do both.
Angie wants to do a blessing. Anybody? Anybody?
I can do one.
Don will do a blessing.
All right, 2 blessings.
I can do one.
Who is that?
Eva.
Yay! Okay, 3 blessings.
Eva.
I can see the top of your head.
Okay, let's start with those in the room there.
Okay.
I want to be last.
Oh, she wants to be last.
Oh, Don, how about you go
Okay.
first?
Okay. Sabashin tai chi doi ka se tai sa sa do lo ya ta che tie to hu wan de ke ta za hen de izua si te ha ya to she te sa kwa ya ta ta re to mo da ka.
There is much information coming to you. Gather it and listen carefully, because there are secrets that may be unlocked to you within these times of knowledge. Bring your thought processes into a greater understanding and listen carefully.
Who else was it online that wanted to do a blessing?
Eva.
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 Navajikala amikash nyavaringani lavanyumajikash ujakaraki inyama alava inajibaka inyuvulajikisi anamaraki sapa.
Know yourself and know what you can give, and give it freely, for this is your blessing to the world, and you will receive blessings from the world that you may never ever understand or comprehend, but will be so necessary for your life.
That was beautiful. Okay, I guess next is in your room then.
Yes, Angela.
Duri kotura akare ku marputi auti marukutuita uratuan iputukurati teku pariti tuku.
There is a great light that shines on your world, but some of you cannot see it quite yet. But lift up your heads and know that you are part of all that is good. Let it come forth in a way that is overwhelming and effervescent. Love one another and attach always to the realm of the unseen in a positive way. All right, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, do a blessing too.
Oh, David just came in the door and he wants to do a blessing.
I just came from across town, guys. Okay.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Catch my breath. Kuia tane e tuku kuia shewa hanane e tia. Urewe e ti kuru utua shana he ti wana hanama atia. Ure kete ki kishkuru tuku kishkine tuku kuia na hana atawa achekiriha.
When you go out as an example, you're showing the world your heart. What will they see when they gaze upon it? Love, goodness, understanding. That is what we hope. Many blessings to you.
Wow.
Hmm?
All right. Amazing.
That was good. All right. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. And I hope you had a good session. And thank you for coming. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Ian. Any final closing messages?
Yes. If you have, again, any interest in any of the classes, 𝗪𝗧𝗔𝗥@gmail.com.
Yes. Just send me what you want to learn. So we're going to try to get some classes together. We get all these random thoughts, but we want to get them together so we can get a class together. So, all right. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bless you all.
Right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Right. Bye-bye. All right.
Karen, are you there?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dawn.
I am here. Should we stop the recording? Thank you. It was very nice. It was nice to listen to you as I was working. It was really beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Ian. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Still live.